December 4th, 2024. It's official. Honda and Nissan plan to merge. This would create the third largest automaker, right behind Toyota and Volkswagen. I already started this little podcast episode with video visual, in case you're watching this on a TV or on your phone or a computer. So I'm not going to change anything. Just wanted to update you that it is now official. Let's get started. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into this episode. Because I know a lot of you are going to be on the road, it is the holidays, you'll be driving long distances. I thought that let's just make a podcast style episode, that way you could just listen in while you drive, just connect to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you could listen into this episode. And if you choose to watch, I'll have some beautiful scenery for you. Basically, a highlight reel of my Honda Passport and the places I've been to in 2024. But anyways, the topic we're covering today is the possible merger between Nissan and Honda. Now, just a note, the two automakers, or actually three if you count Mitsubishi, are in talks for a possible merger. What does Honda have to gain from partnering with Mitsubishi and Nissan? The number one thing I could think of, especially from an overlander off-road standpoint, is the manufacturing ability to make body-on-frame four-wheel drives. In the past, they've partnered with Isuzu to come up with the original Gen 1 and Gen 2 Honda Passport, but they have not manufactured their own four-wheel drive. However, give them a little credit, they've come up with the Honda Jet and robots and all these other things except for a four-wheel drive. For those that don't know, even Mitsubishi offers body-on-frame four-wheel drives outside of the United States of America. They have the Pajero and Trident pickup truck offered in other parts of the world. Nissan has the Frontier, Titan, and Armada, and in other world markets they have the Patrol, which is their Land Cruiser equivalent. I personally am very happy with my Honda Passport, but I wish it had some more off-road capability. But first and foremost, I would want to keep its on-road handling manners. The new Pilot and upcoming Passport, they are world-renowned for having some of the best handling in any SUV. A lot of that has to do with a twin clutch differential that overspins the outside wheel to help you in a turn. Ideally, quite honestly, I would love to also have this twin clutch differential in the front. Then throw in a Nissan or Mitsubishi mechanical center differential lock and a low range yaw control on the front and the rear with a low range. Hell yeah. I would like it to stay full independent suspension, much like the current Nissan Armada and upcoming Nissan Armada Y63 Pro4X. Actually, I wouldn't mind taking one of those as is. I feel that there really is nothing that Honda could offer this platform. I feel like this is a good representation of a mix between good on-road and off-road capability. The only thing is it's a large vehicle, and large heavy-duty vehicles simply don't sell in volume. The midsize SUV and crossover category is very contested. It's very hot. Lots of sales. And I would love to see what Nissan and Honda could come up with in a potential merger. In a merger between Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi, this would make the third biggest car company in the entire world, right behind Toyota and Volkswagen. Currently, this spot is held by Stellantis, and then Mercedes, Ford, General Motors, and then at number 7, Honda. So they would bump up 4 spots. Well, the secret's out. If I was to replace the Honda Passport, I would, at the top of my list, would be the Nissan Armada Pro4X. It gets the same MPG as my current 2019 Honda Passport at 19 city and 24 highway, but it's this big gigantic vehicle that is heavy duty can tow about 9,000 pounds, has a true low range, and a rear locker. I think I would just throw on some 35s, maybe a little lift kit, and call it a day. How come I'm not considering a vehicle with a solid rear axle? Well, I proved with my Honda I could get to most places I want to go with independent suspension. Throw in some low range and a rear locker, and I couldn't imagine being disappointed with vehicle capability. Another vehicle I'm looking at is the upcoming Honda Ridgeline. I'm expecting it to be the most off-road capable out of Passport and Pilot. Some of you might be shocked that I don't want the new Passport. Shoot, I would take it, but if I could have this with a truck bed, I'd rather have that. There's just more utility, more... What I would like to do, basically, is get a Ridgeline and put a truck camper on it. This platform has a good amount of payload, around 1,300 or so.
Fact check. It's 1583.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. But like I was saying, it's more than a lot of mid-sized trucks, and it's also unibody. That camper could get nice and flush with the roofline of the new Ridgeline. Northwest Spur Chasers has a pretty cool Ridgeline build. It has a Tune camper. The GVWR gross weight vehicle rating is just a little over 6,000 pounds, which is 400 more than the outgoing Toyota Tacoma and matches the new one. Since it's a unibody, you could have the camper rest on the roof of the new Ridgeline or current Ridgeline with a twin clutch rear differential and aggressive gearing, class leading single speed transmission gearing at 22-1. It's no low range, but it's a lot more aggressive than other all-wheel drives. And it's enough gearing to handle most moderately difficult four-wheel drive trails.
Oh my god, you made it.
So what's Nissan getting from this merger? And what was part of their downfall? Why do you think they were in such a rough spot? Is it because of the prolific use of the CVT, continuously variable transmission? We know Nissan was mismanaged by that shady CEO. So I guess Nissan is gonna get better leadership from Honda? Nissan cars are terrible. Their trucks are great. The newer Frontier, it's a bit antiquated, basically a remodel. Has all the underpinnings of the old Frontier still. But hey, it works. So to get back on track, talking about the Honda Nissan Mitsubishi merger, let's move on to other aspects. Consolidating EV and hybrid technology is another reason. In my opinion, I do not think that lithium-based electric vehicles are the future. Right now, the holy grail of battery technology is lithium iron phosphate, or LiPo4, LFP. In case you didn't know, this channel is based on car camping, overlanding, off-road camping, whatever you want to call it. A good power station is very important to what I do. So I have a lot of experience with different types of battery types, CFM, cobalt, iron, manganese, or, the holy grail of battery technology right now that's abundantly available to the masses would be LFP, lithium iron phosphate. So CFM typically lasts about 800 or so cycles, or like 3 to 5 years. LFP will last you anywhere from 8 to 10 years, or 3,000 to 4,000 cycles. This means that an EV has a shelf life of about 10 years, maximum. And let's be honest, after 10 years, you're going to want a new vehicle. So if you're into buying an EV in 10 years, you probably would get the next new model. Just like with the new iPhone, you're not going to keep your smartphone for 10 years and then try to replace the battery. Because I know that's one thing that some of you were thinking is, well, I would just replace the battery. That is the single most expensive thing in an electric vehicle. So first of all, I misspoke when I said it's abundantly available. there is a limit to it. Not everyone in this world could have an electric vehicle. There just simply is not enough lithium. With roughly 90 million metric tons of lithium, with a demand of about 3 to 5 million metric tons every 5 years, and I'm sure that number is projected to grow. Not only do we have a very limited supply of it, but not many people are even interested in this technology. We all have lithium powered devices, power packs, power stations, and we know the limitations. We know the capacity dwindles and degrades over time and eventually stops working. I believe Acura was working on the electric drivetrain where it uses a gas motor to recharge a small battery to then power these electric engines. And Chinese company BYD, Stellantis, they're rolling out this technology as well. Nissan is more established with electric vehicles, but in my opinion, that seems to be the wrong direction. Well, anyways, I hope that they could find the right path to go down. I know like Toyota is investing. In the interim, they're rolling out some EVs, but I know they're really going to be investing in hydrogen technology. So basically it's a electric vehicle, it's just not powered by pure lithium. It just recharges the battery on the go. So anyways, many of you have messaged me on social media about what I think about the Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi merger, and there you go. This is what I think about it. I'm excited Honda is going to have the capability to produce four-wheel drives. I'm definitely concerned that they might abandon their, what I consider vehicles that are great for both on-road and off-road. I hope they don't go the Toyota route and split between like RAV4 Highlander and Tacoma Tundra and the other four-wheel drives, Land Cruiser. There's no in-between. I really like the Honda Pilot Passport Ridgeline because I feel that they are a good representation of a missing link between on-road and off-road. So anyways, thank you very much for listening or watching, and I hope to catch you in the new year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.